Short story by Paul McCann, a message from Audio 4. Many years ago, when I was playing in a rock and roll band, I often became distressed with the amount of feedback and crosstalk that I was having on stage. And as a modern musician, I often experimented with the distortions of sound and recorded as many as I could achieve. Then I started to collect various sound effects in the world around me. And with the help of some sound engineers, I began to research bending and stretching some of these sounds and mixing them through samplers, changing their pitches and tones. That's when I originally conceived the idea about another dimension of sound. We live in a world of 3 dimensions, and our existence is governed by time. There is nothing older than time, and there is nothing younger than time. Time is and always will be. The events of today and tomorrow are found to occur within each generation in their own specific time zone. I'm living in my particular time zone on the planet, and for the past 33 years or more have been experimenting with sight and sound. Some people said I was mad, and maybe they were right, but what I am going to tell you now is the result of my experimental tests. Between the present time here, today, and tomorrow, there is a gap in time, where only sound exists. And in this dimension, the shape and form of music are being created and developed into sequences of sound patterns. It wasn't always like this, because once upon a time, not even sound existed in Audio 4. There was just nothing at all, just a gap, or a crack in time. A few years ago, I accidentally became a resident of Audio 4. No one would have ever known about this world. Audio 4 is where all sound, interdimensional, comes from before it reaches 3-dimensional worlds. And in this interdimensional world, crossovers each second, there's a gap between today and tomorrow. One of the most recent discoveries I have made is that there is a good and there is an evil force behind the sounds in Audio 4. And my fear is that these 2 forces are invading our world, and that the evil sounds are growing stronger. And the sounds inhabit every one of us, and eventually we give shape and form to that sound. Like the Pied Piper who led all of the children away, if sound can have its way, the children who live in the world today can become a lost generation in Audio 4. This is not fantasy, because it has already happened. For the past 10 years, I have been a resident of Audio 4, fighting the evil rulers and soundscape. No one would have ever known this, but in our 3-dimensional world, we only see things as they present themselves. In fact, most of the things that are really happening around us, we can't see at all. 4th-dimensional sound is a real world. I have some friends there who can assist me with what I am doing, but I have many enemies as well who want to stop my progress. Audio 4 has a special place for music. It's called the Whisper Room. Singers and songwriters are constantly sent waves of sound from there, and echoes or inspirations are returned through this gap in time. Nothing has changed much since time began until now. An imbalance between our world and Audio 4 has occurred, and the crack in time has burst open. Last week, the last living natural talented musician fell into the hands of Greeper, the evil force from Audio 4. Our world is currently being controlled by the shape and form of Greeper and his army of sound elements from Audio 4. I am considered to be a danger to Greeper and his growing number of sound freaks because of my library of natural sound effects and my large library of songs above this world, speaking of love and peace. But I have managed to place all of these in a safe place, where they can be ultimately used to defeat the wicked sounds that have invaded our world. Believe me, there is hope for a better future. there is a time to come when the gifts of music will return again. I have been making small sound devices called Eureeps that look like birds. The Eureep sound devices have been placed around the entire planet, and although unheard by the human ear, they are continuously singing songs in a fourth dimensional pitch. These looping lyrics about love and peace are entwined within harmonious melodies. It's only a matter of time. Already they are having an effect, pushing back through the gap the evil forces that are around in our world. I hadn't actually planned on this, but the Earth's animal species, who can also hear this pitch, have joined the fight against Creeper. With some of my friends, we have managed to place notes in various places around the planet. And this message says, "The sweetest sound that I heard was just the sound of the birds." My hope is that children from the next generation will be able to play music again. They will not be affected by the evil forces from Audio 4. Sadly, there have been many victims today, and the numbers continue to grow in this lost generation of time. I know that some of the sound guards in Audio 4 are not happy. From inside the rutter blocks, the lost generational minds have been thrown a lifeline. Like an open window through time, there may be a chance that today's lost generation can escape back into an appreciation of new music. Tomorrow, we are sitting at the doorstep of tranquility. The world is almost a new dawn. Once again, there will be peace and harmony between our world and Audio 4. The end.